So, yeah. Mm. Let's wait for 10 minutes, then we'll get started. Let's start. What should we wait a bit? Let's wait for 2 or 3 minutes, then we'll start. Okay. Yeah. Let's start. Mm. So one thing, let's go to screen savers. Right. So we can get this here. Right. Yeah. Okay. And then let's look at this. This is better, I guess. Let's start. Yeah. So Welcome to this live stream, guys. In this stream, we will be showing you how you can create bots in Kairon, continuation of the previous live stream. And in this one, we will be mainly focusing on the programmatic aspect, that is the slots, PyScripts, and API actions that can allow you to not only use your GNAI bot that you have created, but also integrate with the APIs of your platform easily by API action, and also store and use bits of memory uh, as part of the conversation, and then run some code on that, and also depending on that, reply to your user however you want to make it. So in Chiron, we basically create conversational uh, bots that use GenAI. This is our website, Chiron.com. So as you can see here also, like, this is what we typically do. For example, you can create a simple chatbot or too much complex chatbot, how you want to make it, and then you can just copy and paste some scripts that you provide, and your website or your product will have all the functionalities that a chatbot supposed to have. Like for websites, you will get something like this. You can customize the look and feel how you want, and also like you can get other platforms as your outlet. Like for example, you want to create a bot, but you want that bot to exist on WhatsApp. You might want to trigger some business and so on. So you can do that, and we have a lot of channels that are available. Like you have WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Telegram, and so on. We are continuously adding more platforms into it, and this whole ecosystem is driven by a single platform where you don't need to care about machine learning and all those complex stuffs. Rather, you can easily create your own customized bot. You can come to contact us page, and you can just submit a request to us, and then our sales team can contact with you, and you can easily get help from our experts. They will help you and guide you to create your own bot in very less time. You can also do it by yourself and also deploy it. So to do that, all you need to do is just click on this try Chiron button. As soon as you do that, you will get into our app, and then you can just put your email and password and log in, or you can create a new account if you don't have an account. For example, here I am just clicking on sign up, and I just want to do a Google login here quickly. So because this is my first time, I am welcome into this onboarding page. It's very simple. You just give a name to your bot, whatever you want. Let's call it Kairon bot, right? And you can get started. Onboarding doesn't take much time, but it gives you a boilerplate from where you can start like improving on your bot, or like add more contents onto it, right? So here you can definitely add more stuff like your website URL, and like how your AI assistant should be and stuff like that. We just simply skip this. And also like this is the very basic customization. You will get much more customization there, but you can change your colors and stuff like that. Right? And once you're satisfied with the bot, that how the look and feel is there, you can just hit next, and you get the script, right? So you can just copy the script and go to anywhere. Like for example, you can go to google.com or any other site. You can just simply paste that to test whether your bot is working or not. Right? Here, as I paste this, you can see that this bot has appeared here. Like if I say hi, it should start the conversation. So once that done, you are basically done with the onboarding, and you can get started. It's very simple. And by default, our bots, like for a new onboarding account for 1 month, ChatGPT uses will be free. So you can try and experiment with different prompts and stuff like that. And once you are like confident enough to like, do it, you can contact our sales team and you can pick up any like, customized package for you. You have some default packages, but you can always get specifically customized packages for you, and you can take your business to next career, like next step via our conversational API. So let's see. As you can see, like I said hi, and the bot replied, "Hello, how can I assist you today?" And this is using generative AI. For example, if I ask him what is 10 plus 3, for example, okay. So what you get is 10 plus 3 is equals to 13, or who is Gandhi, for example. Let me zoom it a bit so you can see it clearly. So it gives you uh, generated answer, and you can use mix and match different kinds of LLM. LLM means large language models. Things like ChatGPT, they are LLMs. So what they do is they for a given text sequence, they give you another text sequence that maybe the answer that you are looking for. So let's see. This onboarding bot was created, Kairon bot, and we had a conversation with it right now. Right. This is we have not written any code, and this default bot, you can see it has three stories. Okay, our Kairon's like the bot designing revolves around stories. Stories, you can think of them as unique scenarios. So for example, this greet, this you can think of as an unique scenario where the user is greeting someone with the bot, like it says hi, hello, or something like that to the bot. So for that, there is a story greet. If the user is going out of the platform, it says goodbye or something like that. For that, there is this goodbye, and there is this third option: ask users to refresh. This is basically the option where, like, if none of the other stories matches, then it will go through this default options. If you go into any of these options, you will see that, and the default option always starts with NLU fallback. NLU fallback means that that anything that does not match with any other story goes into this. And here you can see that you can easily drag and drop and create a beautiful your storyboard. Okay, how your stories should progress in that particular diagram. And as you can see, like at the end, we have a prompt action where we have given the bot some hint. You can always edit that hint. Like for example, there are different contexts. In the previous video, you have seen about like how you can configure and like get more out of this prompt action. So we'll not go deep into that. But the thing is that you can give it custom instructions that for this particular behavior you can do this. For example, let me give you an example that might make things clear for you. For example, there is a grid, right? If we go into grid, the first thing that you can see is that there is intent. Now in Chiron, we have three things basically. One is intent, one is utterance, and one is action. Intent is something that user tells you. The user asks the bot or user replies to the bot everything that the user intends to express. That we call intent. It triggers. And yeah, and basically intent, you can see that it's a group of common patterns that the user may ask you. It's not totally like inclusive of all the things whatever you have written here. I think that like matches with it, not like completely. Similar. It has to be similar, right? Yeah. Like there is a few examples, but like something that is similar to it, like there is some spelling mistake or something. Yeah, like that. You just have to give an idea to the bot that this is what the intention of the user is. Yeah. And then you can change your different actions. Like for example, here there is a prompt action, right? What this prompt action is doing, it has that instruction. If you're successful, we give different contexts. So here is the like prompt action instructions and stuff like that. Like right now there is no instruction, but in the system context it says that answer the question on the below context, right? And here is that search context to make sure that answer is right. This is how a default bot is generated, right? And this is how we save the result in the slot. Yeah, you can save the result on the slot. Like you can also add multiple instructions. Okay. Like for example, okay, I can say add a greeting joke well, for example, and I can update this prompt action. Okay. Now, when you create a new story, you need to train. We will show that, but like if you have already a story defined, you can just like for actions, you can just update them, and in most of the cases, they will just work fine. So now, if I ask, say hi, right? So it says hi. How I can assist you, right? So if we go to the logs here, right, in the let's say this monitor section, you can get all the informations. Like first of all, you can get the chat history of the user, like how the like for example, this is the user that has been interacting with the bot right now. This is the history of that user. Like first time he says hi, and that was classified as great intent. So for that, the bot performed this action. It said this, and it also performed Google search action and then Kairon figure action. Similarly, when I asked this thing, because of lack of stories, only a few stories, it also triggered grid. But in this particular scenario of the grid, what happened is that the Chiron bot itself, it had a prompt action, generic prompt action that whatever the user asks, you just reply him as a friendly bot. So it just gave you that kind of a reply, right? And you can see this thing going on here. So what we can do, we can now try to create our own small custom story.
Yeah.
So let's get custom story created. So first of all, you just go back once, just, just to give them a demo. So like this is the page that you are welcome with. Okay? If you prefer, you can go to settings. You can maybe like if you prefer a darker mode, you can go to dark mode and do everything in dark mode. And the chatbots, here is the all the bots that you create, the list of the bots. Okay, you can create a chatbot here from here or here. But this is the bot, Karen bot that we created, and it was the onboarding bot that was given to us. We will just modify this a bit.
Yeah, yeah. We will
Yeah.
create a new one also.
We will create a new one also. So let's add a new story, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
So in the conversation section, you can get to the conversation section from this menu, like the create option. It contains all the components conversation. If you have some data, or you want to upload or download the bot offline and like transfer it to other accounts, then you can do it from here. The train section contains all the training history and like how your model is configured. Like for example, like you go to model configuration, it will show the like pipeline that I am currently using. There are different kinds of pipelines available here. Anything that fits your criteria, you choose it from.
Yeah.
Then you have like this deploy option. As we have seen in the onboarding section, it's a bit more vast.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
A lot of customization.
for example, but at the end of the day, what you do is you just click on this generate button. It gives you this scripts, right? So as you can see here, are two scripts. One is this test chat script, which you can just copy and paste anywhere. Like I can copy it from here and I can just paste it anywhere. But even in this incognito mode, let's say I go to Stack Overflow, for example, in any particular question, and I paste that. So you can see that this is Chat Overflow, but
Yeah.
the bot is here, right? You can see that this bot is like, available here. So that is one thing. Another thing you can do is you can copy this script tag and you can put it in your website, and it will just work fine. Right? Your website, whenever it opens, like our official homepage, you can see whenever it opens, you get that I have bot is here,
Yeah.
and that bot appears automatically. Okay, you don't need to do
You
anything.
can add it
But
anywhere,
it
wherever.
depends on the network itself. The site is still loading. Okay. But that bot will be persistent with your site. That is what I was trying to say. And also like as we said about like different get so you can do all kinds of customization. Like you can change the colors, you can change the different section colors, the size of the box, you can change tinker with the height, width, and everything, right? You can even add custom classes, and then in your own product you can like give the definition of the classes and so on. Same goes for like what fonts to be used, and all those different stuff, like all these buttons and these things you can always customize. But the interesting part is this is only for web, right? But let's say I want to like do it in some other channel, right?
Yep.
So for that there is integration also. You just provide the credentials, and you can deploy your bot in any of these available integrations. You can use Telegram, you can create WhatsApp bots, Instagram bots, Messenger bots, and so on. So that was enough for introduction. And also, like in monitor, you have already seen chat history. There are logs as well, like what happened. Okay, so here you can get a clear trace back of what was happening. Like when Kairon FAQ action was triggered, these are the logs that represent whatever data was shared and stuff like that. So anytime it fails, you can go here and you can check it out. Like you can see here, like user messages is there, and the intents are also there. And like you have also an analytics page, which like if you configure that this is a new bot and only one person had chatted with it,
Yeah.
it still gives you a good like understanding of the how your user is behaving with your
Chatbot.
chatbot itself.
Yeah.
And also you can like there are other options like nudges and like nudges and telemetry. You can on the telemetry on your bot. Okay. In the deploy section itself, you are given that choice that if you like in the essentials here, you go to more config, you can get if you want telemetry enabled and stuff like that. So once telemetry is enabled, like you can track your whole site, what the user is doing with your site, where he's going, which pages he is accessing, and so on. And those data are also available to you. Those are part of the things. You should focus on the bot creation.
Yeah.
So
Let's get into it.
whenever you're trying to create a conversation, you just go to conversations and you create a new story. So now
Yeah.
Jaideep will explain to you a story. So first you create a story. There are different kinds. You can see like there is custom and multiply and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Interest
So
story.
you can just
That's all.
select one of them. So the rule is something that like a static flow, like whatever you are creating, that has to be followed, right?
Yeah.
And in the customs, you can define your own storyline. Okay,
You can
but
have
it's a
multiple
single it's a,
intents.
it's a single line of
Yeah.
story.
Where you can have
But
multiple intents.
yeah, multiple intents is fine, but it's a single flow of stories.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
let's say you have a story where at some point you want to take some decision
Yeah.
on something, and then the story branches out into different stories.
Yes.
For that
Yes.
you have multi-flow,
Yeah.
right? And for very simple options, you have also Q&A, right?
Yeah.
So we'll create a custom story and to explain it what you're doing. So you can see that whenever you create a story, first of all you need to give it a name, right?
Yeah.
So just call it anything, like for example, info. I just want to info of some things. So here you have created a story called info, and for info, I have to first specify that what intent the info story is triggered by.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
let's add a new intent. You can name it I underscore info, for example, right? And then you can shift enter, or you can hit on the plus button, and it will be available to you. And this is the info, right? So this is the intent. When the user says something that matches to this intent, it should be triggered. But now obviously Jaidev, my colleague, he is providing some examples of info. Like for example, you can say tell me your location, right? Tell me your location or something like that. So what tell me location, and then you can hit shift enter, right? And that example will be added. Okay, you can add multiple, like for example, just location itself. Then you can add that. You can say what is your location, right? Right. And the simplest way of like for example to reply to the, like whenever this intent is triggered, I want to give some reply to the user, right?
Yes.
So that is what I would try to do. So what the simplest way will be to is we just create another utterance.
Yes.
So
So
just
every
write an
time.
utterance
So every
that,
time this intent
yeah,
is
so utter
triggered.
underscore info or something like that, you can create it to show the users. So intent. And just you can add multiple utterances. One of them will be selected from here. And also like you can click on this utterance, and you can modify it right from here. Like here now there is no response. You can add different kinds of response. You can add images, you can add audio, you can add videos, you can add buttons and stuff like that. So we're just giving a simple, let's give a simple utterance, that utterance from, let's say, utter info. Just write that utterance from utter info, right? So whenever this intent is triggered, right, the user says one of these things, what is your location, or tell me your location. This utter info should be The next step is this utter info, where the bot will respond this particular message, right? Utterance from utter info.
Yeah.
Another way you can do that is you can add different actions. Okay, like and all actions have their own uh,
Benefits.
benefits and use cases.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're using Python, then you would be most likely very interested in PyScript actions. They are very beautiful and very useful because you can write Python
Yeah,
code
yeah.
itself. Okay, so just add a demo PyScript for the users, and from the PyScript also we will utter something. So just you just write bot response equals to bot underscore response. You can see the notes below there. It is saved there, and then you can just respond something like say this is from PyScript. Response from PyScript, right? So and also you have to mark dispatch response. By default it's off because PyScripts sometimes just are used to manipulate data. They might not utter some response. But once you have done that, what you can do is you can just add that also. Okay. So this is a story flow. As you can see, what happens is that one of these questions are asked by the users or something that is similar to this. Okay, if there is spelling mistake and something like that, our bot will like
Take
find the
care.
right one. Yeah. Like, as soon as you have enough number of examples, that is right. Like if this intent is not triggered, you can I think we should add one or two more examples. Like you can add one more example. Give me another question. Right. So this is an example. Okay. And then what happens is that our next step is this utter info, where this bot is supposed to utter one of the examples added here. You can add another example like utter from user info to or something like that.
Mhm.
Okay. So like there is a space and there is an underscore. Okay, that is the like, basic difference that I can see in these two examples. That's fine. And then I'm asking it to after you have triggered this utter info, you just go to this demo py. Okay, and this execute this script. Now at this point, in two intents cannot be one after another. But at this point, I can like, after this, if the user is supposed to have another question, and I know that that question will be there, like for utter info, just as a demo, like for utter info, he might ask you to greet, right? Like after he says this, and the bot gives him reply. Let's say the user always greets. So you can add greet here, and then you can so on. You can continue this chain with another utterance and another intent, another utterance,
Yes.
some actions and combinations of that. And with that, you can create a very flexible pipeline that can like handle that story for you. Right.
Yes.
That is the idea behind all the stories. Right. So I'm now removing this grid from here. And once a story is like a basic story is ready, and a new story is added, it will ask you to save, right? So you'll save that first, and then here you can see that this blinking button is saying that train the bot. So just do the owner and train the bot, and as soon as we do that, bot training will start. Okay. Now for new bots, it will. This is a new bot, so it will take a bit time, I guess. Okay. Not that much. It depends on how much data you have,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In the
How many
bot,
stories you have basically?
stories and like
Like how much data is being
yeah, like
manipulating?
each intent is having like
Yep.
different number of stories and so on. So depending on that,
And how complex the bot is
yeah,
basically.
basically, and also the policies and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that are there. So as you use it, at first glance, like Kairon's interface might look a little bit like intimidating, but
Yeah.
from the
So
experience I've seen that you can create almost anything
yeah.
as long as you have the plan, you can create almost anything. You
And
have
all
you
your
have
training
you
history
have
will be
pipes,
available
pie
here.
scripts for logic, and you have different type of actions like
Yeah.
API action whenever you want to communicate with any API backend.
Yeah.
Right? Like for example, you are booking a let's say you're booking a appointment, right? So
Yeah.
you go to that bot and you can ask that this is my name.
Hmm.
Do I have an appointment booked? And then you can send that name via pay action, and you can confirm from the back end. Yes, this guy
Yes.
has this appointment booked, and the bot gives some kind of result
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want.
sure. That is.
There is a simple case. Same goes for prompt action,
Hmm.
the
Yeah, yeah.
scope and meaningless.
Yes,
Then
yes.
you have also reserve pay actions if you like
Want to make a
want to,
payment gateway?
yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to integrate payment gateway directly from the bot.
Yes, it's directly from the
So there are many options. Like you
yeah,
even
yeah.
you have database actions. Like, but I
Yeah.
will say that in prompt action you have a very limited scope, right?
Hmm.
Scope of memory, and in which you can like, only you can work with that particular
Hmm. Yep.
scope of memory. But what happens is
But
they from
prompt
database
accuracy.
action you can add a lot of data,
Hmm.
and then you can do vector search
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's very cool. Like in the future, streams will show you all the things. This is this is just a
And
basic
all your
one.
training history will be showed here.
Yeah,
You can
like
get all the
everything
details.
that happens, you have the logs, right? In the monitors itself, you have
Yeah.
all the logs, like all the chats that has been going on. Like right now, this is the only guy that is chatting with the
Yeah.
bot. Okay. And also like
In
it's
the
clever enough. It's picking up my like my account that is there, right?
even in the logs, you also have audits where you can, if you multiple people are working together,
Hmm.
you can find whoever has done what changes.
Like
Everything can be.
here there is only one audit.
Yeah, because only one
Only
user
one
is
person is
using.
working.
Yeah.
But like
But
if
is
different
it?
person was working, there would have been that
Yeah, yeah.
user's
If it was a
information
big
also.
project, some big work is going on, there will be multiple
Yeah, and you
teammates.
can click on these details and you can get all the
What kind
details.
of
Like,
changes they have
yeah,
made, what has happened.
yeah,
You get all
exactly.
the
Exactly.
yeah.
So all those details you can get here. Right. So that being said, once your bot is trained, right, and like while the training is going on, I think it will take some time. What we can do is we can also like try to customize our bot a bit. I like because I like this thing. For example, one thing here I like very much, like, as along with this welcome message that we change. Now here we can like, give a pop up kind of thing. Let me show you. Like in the dialog message itself, we can write, "Hi, I am your helper." Right? We can save this. Right. So every time now this bot is created now.
Refresh.
No, you need to refresh. Just come here. Like every time your bot is created,
Yeah.
that is there. I'm your helper. Yeah. And so on. Like you can do a lot of things. For now, just let's just reset the session. The bot has been training yet. So once the training is done, like here you can see that the training has finally been done. And you have the training history also here. You can also like test the model from here and so on. So now that we have created that info one, like I can ask like for example location, something like that. You can ask, and it should like, trigger that story. As you can see, this one story has been triggered correctly.
Yeah. From my
Here
trends
in
and
the
from
in the info, we have first added this intent, oh, and the location was like even I say like something like this, some spelling mistake or something like that. Yeah, it understands like okay, this is what is supposed to happen, right? And then after utterance there is this PyScript, right? That this response was sent from the PyScript itself, right? So the first one is this utter info that said that user info, and the second one came from the PyScript that says that response from PyScript, right? Here we have just responded from PyScript. What response is response from PyScript?
yeah.
So let's do something interesting. Let's modify this info a bit. So what I can do is I can tell my bot that okay, part of this thing you just store it. I will store it in an entity called info or something like that, right? I know that we are using a lot of info, but like, and if I add this one right now, shift enter, you can see that this is marked as an entity inside here. Tell me your, you can edit all these things.
We can also generate
Yeah,
training cases.
we
Yeah,
can also
show
generate.
them that.
Yeah, I'll show them, and I can just click here add entity, and I can just add info here,
Info. Yeah.
because all that info I'm asking for is location, right? In this example, and so on. Like for what is your location, for example, then this will be your not this one. I want to edit this one. Right. So this one I can also, like, you can also manually do it. Like you can write location here, and then here I can say that this is an info. So you can also like manually, I think you can add that.
Yeah.
And let's add some other info, right? As some other info entity. So for example, like there here is what is your location now. So similarly we can say that what mm, just give me another thing that the user might ask. For example,
Where are you from?
when, what are your visiting hours?
Yeah.
And also like you can, it's not necessary that you have to like mark one word or something like that. Any phrase you can mark it as this is what my entity is supposed to look like, right? So you can see like what are your visiting hours, okay, or tell me about your visiting hours, right?
Yeah.
So I can, yes, this is a simple example, okay. Your use case will very much differ, but this is just to show you, right? Nothing else. So now that we have this tell me and these visiting hours and your location, okay, what we can do is here in the PyScript, it's very powerful. I can actually access this, right? This thing I can access it, okay. Like in the utterance itself, I can delete this one, right? And this utterance from user info, I can modify this probably, and here I can say that I want that
Info.
info, right? That was the name. So just let's put a separator here, right? And let's save this. So because this info is a special part, that is this info that I have captured, and they are stored in something called slots. Kairon uses slots to have in memory data.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, here also I can write a PyScript. The slots values are available here, like info slot value that will be available in slots. I don't know if you can see it. I'm zooming a bit, so you can see it clearly. So in the slot, I will look for the same name, right?
Yeah.
It's a dictionary,
Hmm.
info, and all the slots will be available here.
Yes.
Okay. And then I can say that if let's say location in info slot value, then I want to say bot response is equals to we are Bangalore, for example, right? And else our let's say we have visit in our info, like this what is mentioned there,
Yeah.
info slot value. Then we can say that our bot response, we can copy this line from here actually. I don't want to type that. We can say that we are open from 9 a.m. to let's say 5 p.m. Why I'm typing this, I don't know. And else,
It's fine.
we can add another condition. Key bot response is equals to, let's say, hi, we are here. Hello. Right?
Yeah.
So this is the
This.
PyScript I have updated,
Hmm.
and as you can see, like here I don't think I need to train this bot. If I need to train, I will train. Let's just test it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just reset this session. Let's just say something like, tell me about your location, right? As you can see that it says that utterance from utter info, and I have failed to process your request. Now, as soon as I get that, I know that something is wrong. So what I can do is I can go to this log. Okay, it will clearly tell me that like I have done something that is wrong. Like in this case, I have written something that is wrong. Like in this case, my PyScript failed. Like the PyScript that I wrote, it failed. Okay, so we can always debug it and look at what went wrong, right? So it says that. So let's go to our PyScript once and let's just check where it went wrong. And also like here all the components you can get in this page, so you can check that these things are there. Like whenever I created that info, there should be this slot called info, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was basically that variable that we declared.
Yes.
And
You can create it manually
in the
from.
utterances also is this, here is this utter info. Okay, you can see that this info is not like here you can see that utterance from utter underscore info, right? But in these utterances I have, like I need to train the bot once, I think, right? Utter underscore info, and then this info is here, right? So
Yeah, we have to train the bot
yeah.
because we have done changes in the stories, right? Every time you do a change in the story, you have to train the bot. If you do changes in the actions, you don't have to train the bot.
Yeah, we actually like modified this also, na? The
Yeah,
intents
yeah,
also.
yeah, we do changes in
Yeah,
the stories.
so I think we need to just train the bot once, and then it should work fine. That's what also I was thinking. So let's just give it a name, info, right? Here, let's just stay consistent. Now it not need not be one slot, it can be multiple different names of slots, and you can use that.
Yeah, they can add multiple slots. Use
Yeah.
it in
So as you can
PyScript.
see, we have changed the data, so we need to train it once. It will take some time to train.
Meanwhile, we can create a new bot and
Yeah,
start.
we can create number and start. But we can have some discussion on like how the general system works itself.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So I've been talking for a long time. It's like you should also say something. It's like yeah, you have been also working here. So for example, like different kind of scenarios. How what do you think that like you have created a bot? You can give an example or something like that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, we can create like a from a small bot to a like very huge bot with a lot of complex data. We
Mm.
can, if you need LLM like LLM based bots, which will respond to according to your data or only according to it, nothing new created, no generated data.
Mm.
So you can use LLM based prompt action,
Mm.
which is very accurate and it works fine.
No, and always you don't want like a chat GPT like answer. You want
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
more
You want,
personalized
yeah,
answer
yeah,
from yourself.
obviously.
And then like for example, like some of our clients, they have like for example, e-commerce site,
Yep, yep.
our e-commerce clients. they mostly have their own like buying and payment API just set.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but most of them are triggered via, like they have their front end,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, those are triggered via back end,
Yes.
right? And for that they are calling some APIs
Yes.
from their back end, so they can pass those parameters here. They can even some input some Python logic here that will run on that particular intent that has been triggered, and depending on that, it can create very powerful bots. Like,
Yes.
and also like multilingual and all those
Yes,
supports are out of the
yes.
box that you're getting.
Yes, a lot of languages are
Mhm.
supported in this.
Yeah. So, and also like our new feature nudges is also like good. You can like here you can see now, like in your website you can have these pop-ups. You can design however you want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It helps.
You can totally design how you want those pop-ups to be. I don't know.
Like
Like
you.
it's triggered.
Yeah, there you go.
Like here you can see that pop-up. The timing and everything you can control it.
Yeah, you can control when
Like
will pop
your
up, for
to
how
your
long will it be
users,
there.
like for any e-commerce site, it's very like important that
You can add buttons to it. You can add.
like you can design the whole thing
Yeah, yeah.
actually.
Pretty
Like
useful.
from where it should come, where it should stay, how much time it should stay, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
on.
On which page, on which
Yeah.
button click, everything.
So depending on the your user's behavior, you can suggest the users
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
this is what you might be looking for.
Yeah, it can be very useful. Yeah.
And like you can actually like we haven't discovered all these pages that are there, but you can add a lot of things. Like from here you can add different contents for your
Yes,
bot.
yes.
Okay, your that are specific to your bot. You don't want
Yes.
your like
General data.
general data to be available
Yeah,
outside. So even like if you create a bot in this platform as developers, we don't like know which particular bot is used. So
yeah. Yeah.
like in the database, everything is totally encrypted, and in there
Mhm.
using your own token, you will be accessing them. So nobody will have access to the data, right? So it's taking some time, and also like these components page, you can talk about that. Like here, the intents you have set. Intents is basically what the user is basically asking,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes.
And
User
then
is saying basically.
yeah, then utterance is the static ones that you want to provide. Like you know
Yes,
that this
yes.
is the answer that I have to provide.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So for
basically, how
that
it
there is
works.
utterance. Like some you have some static images, some static data you want to show.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you want to do something interesting, for that there is actions. Right?
Yes.
And in actions, you can perform a lot of actions. As you can see, like the API action, we will try to show API action today. So what API action does is basically you can communicate with your backend and get
Yes.
some data from your backend, and depending on that, you can pass that data to a prompt action even,
Yes.
and that prompt action's output you can then use.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So you can do that. And then there is this reset slot action also. Like
Yeah.
when we talk about slot, you can directly send emails.
Email, yeah,
Right? You can
directly.
directly send emails. You can do Google search. You can do Zira, Gendex. All these different kinds of actions are available. Right? Web database action.
Yes.
Like one of the main problems that we see in GenAI is that like when you're training up, like you are asking a question now. Sometimes the context that you are providing it goes out of the scope.
Yes.
That many token is not available. So what you want to do basically is before sending your request to the GenAI, you might want to narrow down the searching like
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
context itself. Okay. And the database action just does that. You
Yes.
add your data, how much data you want into a database action,
Yeah, yeah.
and the database action will
There are
automatically
multiple
use
tables. Yeah.
automatically use like your machine learning techniques like similarity context and so on. It will only pick the relevant data, and
Yes,
it will
yes.
embed that into the
Yes,
prompt.
yes.
So you will get only like no matter how much big data you have, at the
And
end of
in
the
that
day
you
you
can
still
do
have like
similarity
yeah.
and filtering together.
At the end of the day, like as an organization, you have a large amount of data now.
Yeah.
You have to like when you are answering your client, you don't need that amount of data. But
Yeah.
if you're using like normal chat GPT or something like that to like create your response, it takes a lot of like you can't do it. Your token limit will expire, and
Yes,
that
yes.
But what you can do is you can create a database action here,
Hmm.
which will store all your data and the vector embeddings.
Hmm.
And depending on the similarity of what you are particular searching for, it will only pick that relevant portion and
Yes.
then ask the GenAI that okay, you have this data, modify
Hmm.
it accordingly.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you have
Yes.
a very personalized, customized bot
Hmm.
that is that anybody sees and hears okay, this is a personalized bot
Yes.
that is specific for this purpose.
Hmm. As you
Right.
can see, our bot is trained.
Yeah, about what is trend. We had a long conversation and this and yeah, even always I like add emojis and stuff like that, make this more interesting. But let's see if it fails once again. So, what is your location, right? Location. It says that has this model has been trained just now, no? So it needs to be deployed again. But like once it's deployed and hot and running, the responses comes much faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Once it is trained a few times, it will be ready.
yeah. No, it just now trend now. It's fast response,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
has to be. There is a cold start always
Hmm.
for everything. So now you can see that actually that location that slot
Yes.
that we declared that this slot belongs to info.
Yes.
That slot actually carried that value. Like in the utterance we said, you can see here in the story. In the utterance we said that this
Info.
slot
Yes.
use this. So you can use the data. You can capture the data that the user is providing. Okay, just via a few examples, right? Like here I said, what is your location? So it matches with this particular thing, but it need not be like exactly the same,
Hmm.
right? Just
Yes.
some examples are there, and you have to like take care of that. If like this is a very basic PyScript, okay, like we're just checking whether this particular string is there. Okay, but
Yes.
what you will do is you will do a better comparison,
Yeah. Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. And the most like easiest way is just you just connect with it with a let's say prompt action, and you just say that look into that slot,
Yes.
and depending on the slot behave like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can also give an example of that, right?
Yeah. We
But
can
before
do
that,
that.
let's do something interesting. Let's we have this info, right? So and as you can see, like here, because it was location. It says we are in Bangalore, right? But if visit was there, like for example, if I ask him, for example, let's ask him like what is your visiting hour or something like that, visiting time. So as you can see, that it has captured visiting, right?
Yes.
Although visiting time, I have never like put here. I think like I have put visiting hours, but like it
Yes.
was smart enough to know that okay, this visit is needed, and it captured that. And then
Yes.
because visit was inside our string, we got this different output,
Yes.
right? So we can this is like we
This is
can
a basic for
yeah,
basic understanding. Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty good.
So let's do something else. Let's
We can create
let's
an
reverse
appointment.
that. Okay, let's reverse whatever we have captured, right?
Hmm.
That might be interesting, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Or something else. So let me show them the API action first.
Yeah. Let's show them
Let's
API
let's
action with
let's
a.
let's let's look at the API action
Let's
that we have
make
been talking.
appointments. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
not appointment, but let's just ask an API
Huh.
that give us some information,
Hmm.
and then
Like
just use
name.
that just as this
Let's take a
but
name
because
from
we're
you.
not creating a
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a
Let's take
perfect
a.
bot, but we're just exploring how the bot
Yeah.
works,
Yeah.
right?
Let's take a name from the
So
user.
the, we're already taking that, but you can always take from the user the data also via forms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can look at the forms if we have time later. But for now, let's just create an API action, for example. So we can call this my API action, something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And here in my API action, I think I just fetch some block from JSON post placeholder. So this is a nice site. You can just get temporary data. For example, here, this one gives me a list of posts, right? So I can just get this URL, and I can put this URL here, right? And even like I can put something like this, that slot I had, right? For example, I had something like this slot we had just filled info.
Yes.
So this info slot will be also there. So we can check test that. So this is the URL that I want to hit, and whatever data I'm getting, I just want to return that, right?
Yes.
So I just say data, $sign data. So, and here is the advanced option. You can select what kind of thing you. If you're using like normal, then normal scripting, JavaScript, then you can use this expression, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like if you want to use Python's PyScript, that this kind of PyScript action that is here, this PyScript kind of action, then you probably switch that to script. The
Yes.
same way, if you want to have like JSON or text, you can select, and you can like go crazy with the PyScript. You can,
Yeah.
all the
You can add
utterances you
whatever
can
you
create
want.
with PyScript. You can
Yes.
create custom buttons. You can
Hmm.
like in on even for different platforms as well.
Yes. 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 You can do it.
Right? We can get to a demo later, but just not right now. I just want to see it as a JSON. That's it. That is it. Right? So whatever response it sends, which will be probably a lot of data, we just want to see that, right? That is what we go. And dispatch response is basically whether you want to like
Show the
show
output.
that response, because
Yeah. Yeah.
you can just take the data and set it to a slot, right? Like, we can even do that right now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
You can do it.
like as you can see that
Create a
this
new
this is
slot.
the format of the data now. So I can take the like first item, and then from the first item I can take the title, right? Only the title that I want to set in the slot. For example, let's try to do that as well. What do you say?
Yeah. Yeah. We can do
Yeah.
that.
So
Sure.
we'll just in the slot we can set it in some other slot.
Let's
Like,
create a new slot.
yeah, we can create a new slot, but there are already some previously given slots. Okay. Mm, let's store it as these are actually like the needed slots.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. These are default slots.
For the fun purpose. I don't know
Okay.
whether it will break or not, but
Yeah. Yeah.
let's
So
try once.
worth a try. Yeah.
So let's set as data 0.0 your yeah, um, whatever that name was, in this case title, right? Title. So you can just write that data 0 title. Access it.
Yes.
Okay. Like the normal how we access use Jira scripts or expressions, or you can go to script mode and you can just give it a script like bot response. Here the bot response means that the value of the slot, nothing else,
Yes.
because
Yes.
we are
Yes.
setting the slot here. And we are setting the document slot
Yes.
specifically. I
Yes.
don't know if it will work or not, but it will be available under data, right?
Hmm.
Data, and data is basically an array here, as you can see. So in this array, the first item and its title. That's what we want, right? So data is first item, and then its title. This has to be Python, right? So I don't know. It looks correct to me, but like every time I try to do something, uh,
Let's try that.
at the first time it always like has a tendency to break, right? So now that this action has been saved, we can add this action, right? We can for now remove this PyScript. We can add this action. We can add the PyScript after that, right? So we can get what is going on, because in the PyScript action we are also like setting that document, right? The name of the
Yes.
slot was document,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So we can also like this is whatever it is, right? We can say that our bot response is equals to something like I can use an F string, right? Where first let's put the original bot response, and then let's add something like uh, that slot's value, like the document slot's value itself, like slot document actually to access that slot. I can update this.
Save it.
Yeah. And because we have like created a new action and all these things and modified the story, at this point of time, it will be a good practice to like train.
Save.
Yeah, like save and then train, right? So we can go into training. I don't know that the server is a bit slower to the right.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah, maybe a bit of traffic is there. If you look at and also like whenever you have some question, you can always come to our Discord. We are very active there.
Yes, yes, we are very
You
active.
can answer your questions in the Discord, or you can contact us from here. Anyways, Kairon.com, that is a site's name, and you can easily get chatbot of your desire, like how you want it to be.
Yes,
We're always like working on new stuffs. We are bringing on like libraries and stuff like that
yes.
also very soon. What is your idea about like in general? Like it will take some time to train.
Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile,
So
we can create a new bot and we can
have we can
explain.
always create like a lot of bots and like for
No, no,
different
we can
purposes, right?
explain forms and stuff.
Yeah, we can actually do that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have 3 minutes, 20 seconds.
Also, you can go to chatbots and you can create another bot, right? But that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So let's try it. Data like bot underscore happy, something like that. I'm very bad with names. Yeah. So bot happy was created, right?
Yes. New
And
bot is there.
in default you get these three actions by default.
Yes.
But you try to like let's do this. You ask the person about his name and like his the time. Like you just create a
Yeah, yeah. So basically,
form
let's.
and just put
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
slots.
Let's.
That's it.
So we have already explained about what is slots, right?
Yeah.
It stores data.
Hmm.
So basically, we create a new slot, give it some name.
Like for example, s underscore name. We have s underscore name, and let's say we will have another slot. Let's put it as text,
Yeah.
autofill, and influence on. Okay. And let's add another slot called something like s underscore order or something like that. For example, right?
Yeah. So we will map these slots to
Mm.
put them in a form.
Mm. So just select it from here.
Yeah.
And you just add them, and you just select the type of the mapping that you want. In this case, you want from text, but you can also map from intent.
Yes, yes, I can.
Yeah.
So once we have mapped the
They mapped another slot also. You create two slots or one.
yeah, we just need this one first, right?
Just create one then. Let's create another story. Just create a.
Yeah, yeah, we can just create a
We first need
story.
to create a form,
Yeah,
but a
we'll
form
just
is basically like you have some fields and we want the
yes,
user to
we
fill
can add the
up
form
those
manually.
fields
Yes,
before you want to like provide him some service. Like for example, in a restaurant, the user might be one
yes, yes.
trying to book some food. You need to have some basic
Yeah,
information
yeah.
like where the user is, what kind of food
Yes,
he
yes. So
prefers.
every time the bot wants to ask
Yeah,
a question to the user,
yeah,
you can use a form.
yeah. And
So you
in form, the user does not feel any difference. Like,
yes,
the end
yes.
user doesn't feel any
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
He just feels like he's
So
conversing with the bot.
yes, yes.
The bot just asks him a question. Like you just add here a question. Please enter your name.
Yeah,
Please provide your name or something like that. provided is good, I think. Correct. And it will ask this question. And whatever answer you submit, it will be saved in the slot. Right.
Yes.
That is the idea
Yes.
behind forms.
Yes. So we can add multiple questions here,
You can
multiple slots.
multiple slots and create a form.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
once
it
your
will.
form is done, you can just go back to your conversation and you can use those forms, right?
Yeah.
So here you can try to create an intent. Just create any intent, like for example, or a happy intent we can use, right?
Yes. Yes. We can do.
You can create a happy intent. Let's create a custom story, and let's call this happy story. Right? In the happy story, we create a happy intent. I underscore happy or something like that. Here we have this happy intent, and in the happy intent, we can suggest happy. I'm feeling, and we can also like generate from generate training phases
Yes.
that we didn't use that time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But actually, you don't need to like type all the things. So like you can add a lot of. It gives you some variations. Okay.
Yeah, when you give them the specifics, it
Ah,
will help.
yeah,
The more
yeah.
phrases you add, the more accurate.
Yeah, but the phases should also be distributed. Like
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of your intent has 300 phases and one of your
Yeah, yeah.
intent
No,
has
no,
two
no.
phases.
It should be
So that
properly
that
balanced.
prediction will not be working as
Yes,
good as you
yes,
want. So you
yes,
probably need to like want to balance your stories.
yes.
But basically, we have this happy intent. That is good. And now from here we want to like whenever this intent is triggered, let's say we want to like say another happy path. Let's not utter it. Just ask for the form, right?
Yeah, yeah. Let's ask the name.
So we have these user details. Whenever the happy intent is triggered, this form will be triggered,
Yes, and the
and
user will get a question.
then we will get that name, right? And
Yes,
that name will be filled here.
that
So
name will
we
be
can
slot.
check we can check here whether that name is there or
Means
not. We go to
yes,
actions
yes.
and we can create another PyScript action, for example. Right?
Yep.
Let's name it happy pie or something like that. I don't know why I'm feeling so happy today. But here we can just say that new message, uh, like name, like my name equals to, and then let's create a if string that will say the great, and then whatever was provided in the slot,
Yes, S underscore
right?
slot.
So the name that you gave of the
S
slot
underscore name.
is underscore name, right? The great is underscore name,
Yes.
and then we can say that my this my name. We can say that as a bot response, right?
Yes, yes. We can print the
So
name.
bot underscore response, and we can say that to like my
My
name.
name. Yeah.
But another thing that I would like to do, okay, is that I want to save it and as a new slot dynamically. I can also do
Yes.
that, right?
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
write
You can save
like
it to the other
we
slot
can
that you
write
left.
like that slots equals to, and then you can provide the additional slots that you want to set, right?
Yes.
So here I might want to set this slot like for example s underscore name underscore grt stands for great,
Hmm.
right? This will be a great name, and that value will be my name, right? That we created. Nothing about that is not even the great, and then followed by whatever the name was provided there.
Yeah.
So we're not only dispatching the response here,
Yeah.
but also is setting a slot,
Yes.
right? That can give us the value. So we can set dispatch response and save this, and we can add this happy pie right here,
Yeah.
right? Okay, let's first check that
Save.
API action.
Yeah, yeah. We can check.
Let's just set that API action. We'll train this. We can train this bot actually. Okay, just to have it training started, we can go to our other bot, like this Kairon bot. So model training. I think its training has been done. I can go to that log, and as you can see that the training is done, right?
Yes.
So now let's test the bot. So we can ask it. I just forgot what we had done. We were doing this info, right?
Yes, yes,
So now let's we added this API actions, right? So let's say tell me about your visiting hours. So now the interesting thing that you can see that this was written from that API itself, right? We have this API action, and in this API action, it returns this JSON placeholder. Like if I refresh it, you can see that it starts with this phrase, right? And here also you can go to this bot and you can look at what the API response has been written. You can see that it starts with the same thing.
yes,
Not only that, we use PyScript and we set a particular slot, right?
yes,
In this case, it was zeroth items title, this title, right?
yes.
And that was set in this slot called document.
Document, yeah.
And then in the demo py, we also print the document, right? That after that API action was triggered, here you have the bot response, the first one, and the second bot response. Okay. Whenever you separate by two uh, lines, then it
Hmm.
creates a new
Yes, yes,
response. Okay. So that is how you just separate multiple responses in your PyScript, right? And in future ones, we can show that like the other ones, like you can create how you can create dynamic videos, dynamic buttons,
yeah,
how
yeah.
many you want.
That those are
Yeah, those are
also
very
useful.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dynamically, depending on the response that comes, you can
Yes,
create all kinds of like forms and logics to build up
yes,
on that. And like it works perfect, right? How we expect it to be.
yes. So that's how API action works.
Yeah. Like for example, what I would like to do here, like in this example, right? So here, like I have this JSON placeholder, right? And I think I have uh, I think I have a small API running just for the test purpose itself. And copy this link, right? I can just put this link here. Nothing that much has been changed. Slash is there and just update it, right? And this one I don't have that response, I think. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
let's set it something like happy. I'm feeling a lot of happy to that. I don't know why, but still, this is a valid one. And whatever data is there, it will be printed.
Responded. Yeah.
In options also we have set it to JSON. So like there is whatever data comes, you can I think see. No, I don't think I need to train it specifically. So let's just try that. Intent once more. You can also progress up. I don't know.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Now you can see that that slot value is happy, and this message was came that is hello world, right?
yes,
So what you can do even crazy is that this URL that I just provided. Okay. Here you can copy this. You can make a GET request by saying reverse, and then for example Apple, and it will. My spelling might be wrong. Let me just check it once. REVERAC. What did I type here? Mm, so cannot get reverse Apple. No? 1 second. Just let me check. This I have not get. It's correct now.
yes.
Let's just restart it once. So as you can see that
Yeah,
it gives you the return string, right? So you can use that even here. Like we have that we can type a reverse, like in this particular example. Like this is a demo, but like whatever will be done by your API itself, right?
Yes.
You can pass it as a parameter. You can set a slot here. Like I have already a slot that is my info, right? And I want to like I can select that slot name and I can just say info here. So whatever was info,
Hmm.
okay, that would be passed, right? So
Yes.
locations reverse word will be received, right?
Yes.
If I update this, for example, here right now, and I go here and then I say like the same utterance. One second. I don't know today the traffic is a bit high. I think.
It depends. It depends on the internet connection too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That like, while this is going on, the tablets here also what is here. Let's just look at that other bot. I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here you can see that visiting hours was the value in the info,
Yes. It has
and
been
it has been
reversed.
reversed, right?
Yes.
The reversed string has been provided,
Even in the
and
PyScript
it's
as
in
well.
the this thing like reversed, right?
Yes.
And you can just get that object here. Like you can say data dot this particular field that you want. Okay. Like if you're in expression mode or in PyScript mode, you will just say that like
Yeah.
what response equals to. Then in that case, the data will be available as a dictionary, right?
Yes.
You can update this, and it will just uh, make that like work, right? Like if I now write data dot reverse, it will just say this, okay,
Yes.
and it's working fine.
Yeah. So the API
Mm,
action is working
yeah,
fine, and the PyScript is also working
yeah,
fine.
and you can also make post requests. Okay, like I had made another one that is post data here. I think if I'm not like, wrong, let's just test this once on the Postman itself, like how we normally try other APIs. So this is a very simple API. What it does is you just provide some body, for example. So let's say JSON key one is suppose this is value one, and then we have something like key two is something like this is value two. And like if I send this, okay, it just give me the whatever data I have sent.
Yes.
Right? Like for example, I have numbers, and that is like 1 2 3. If I send this, it will send me back the data. Okay, so that's what it will. So similarly, I can in the post data, whenever I need to send that data as body, how do I do that? So go to this body here,
Yes.
okay,
Toggle dynamic
because it's a
request
post
body.
I need to body, and
Yes.
we just toggle this dynamic request body. Here is a body equals to, and this body, whatever dictionary we provide, that is going to be sent here. Okay,
Yes.
like here I want to provide some default values. For example, I want to write okay, x is a like let's say you give me some name, apple, and apple is fruit, red fruit, and then we can have like our slot value that I want to a slot value that I want to pass to
Yeah.
that API. So in this case, I have that info slot.
Hmm.
I want to just pass that this is the info that I have collected so far, right?
Yes.
And then I can just say slots info, the slot info. Obviously, this will be in quotes. So slot
Yes.
info, right? So this is a dictionary, right? Python dictionary,
Yeah.
and slot is a special variable that is available to you, just like JSON is available to you in order to like work with like capture and like set different slots. You say slot, and then you get the value from the slot. In a PyScript or like in the dynamic word, if you want to set some slot, You just say slot with an
Slot.
S,
Yeah,
and then you
slots.
provide the dictionary that you want to
Dictionary.
say.
Yeah.
Now it will not remove all the older slots, but it will replace
Add.
the ones that you want to add or like the ones you want to modify.
Yes.
Okay. So just with this little change, like in the post data, if I update this, okay, and whatever data is there, I will just want to see this, okay, because I don't know like, what data will be given. I don't know if like this one gives a message at least, okay. So you can set that as bot response, but you don't need to like you can totally like, avoid the thing, right?
Yeah, you can just print the data. That is also fine.
Yeah, like however
You can do whatever
your
you want
API
to do.
your
Yeah, yeah.
API returns.
As
Okay.
per requirements, you can change.
Okay, and let's just save it. Here we are just saving a value in a slot so that in the demo py we can show that okay that memory that slot is being uh, transitioned or transferred whatever. So if now we ask the question, you can see that you send apple is red, and also the in info you can get that slot
Status.
value
Yes.
visiting hours that slot value is sent, right?
Yes.
And depending on that this particular message we had set it as a slot of document. In the PyScript action we also got that slot value from the document. In this way we can change stuffs and like make very like add very programmatic behaviors to the already yeah like the already visible things, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's also let's look at that slot example. I think it should be ready now, right? That bot.
Yeah, yeah.
We called
Form.
it bot happy. Yeah.
Yes.
Form is another way to just like if you don't want to store the part of the values as slot, but that entire user input as a slot.
Yes.
You might be preferring form. Forms are also like easier to use,
Yes. Yes.
right?
And they're
So
important.
in this happy we had this user details, right?
Yes.
And all this user details did is it copied that value and
Put it in the
we
slot.
had trend now.
Yeah, yeah, we have to
So
enter it.
we can try like we can say happy. In happy intents, I think I added all the happy intents, right? It's going to
Yes.
be happy. I am happy. I think today the traffic is a bit high.
This shouldn't take this much time.
Yeah.
Normally it doesn't take. Yeah, so
And
it,
so
yeah.
it asks that question. Please provide your
Yes.
name, and I provide my name, like for example, Spandan. So it
Yes.
says that the great Spandan. Okay. And we can go one more step more, right? We have this
Yes, yes.
name, okay, and we can like in the form we can add another field to the form, like the name itself, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
For example, just for an example, this name we can send back to the like we can add an API action here.
Yeah, we can add API.
You can just add an API action here, and like, we're not going to do it. You get the picture. Like here also
Yes.
like from we can say send it sending the data, and it can one form can have also multiple questions for the
Yes.
multiple slots.
Yes, yes.
You can get all the slots that
Yeah,
you
we can
need,
use the API
and then you
action.
can use those slots as you want in your conversations, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can create very unique kind of bots, like for example ordering or like for a particular scenario of customer management where
Yes.
you need to get some info, like for example you have a shop of electronic devices, and the user says that this model number I want to like, get specific information about this model number.
Exactly.
And your normal generative AI bots or like normal internet might not have that data. You might have your own customized database.
You can
So
send
for
some
the prices
specific
and stuff
data.
like that, then he selects the bot will send an API request to that server, and that server will give the response that these are the things we want to buy. Depending on that, the bot will respond, and it will ask the user to fill up correspondence slot and stuff like that.
Yes,
And that is
yes.
one story. We can create such multiple
Numerous.
stories.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
We
That's
can
what.
create different stories for different
The
scenarios.
use case is high.
And like we are using PyScript here because like this was a demo to slots. Okay, but like
You can use
almost
prompt
like
action.
zero coding. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're
This
using
is like
utterances, it's just brackets, and you just
this
put
is
the
just
name of
yeah,
the
yeah.
slot.
With
You can
minimal
use,
coding, we are able to
yeah,
achieve this much.
yeah.
Like the
Like most of
potential
the
is
things
there.
you don't even need even code.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
like if something that can be done by the GPT or like you have some database query and
Hmm.
that basically gives you the result, nothing else.
Exactly.
You have
Yeah.
some static URLs. You don't even need to use the slots or care about the slots. You just get the fetch the API, give the bot response.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
no bot response, take it.
You just create
Yeah,
slots, add data to it.
yeah. And you can
Yep.
create very customized stories.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So I think we should end it here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we can wrap up.
Yeah,
I
we
think
can,
this was
wrap up.
good session.
Yeah, it was a good informative session.
Yeah.
Although we didn't like create something useful, but this will give like the other side of the part. Like you have that GenAI part there, and also you want the control part here.
Yes. Yes.
The little bit of
This was
code
for
that
a
we
better
wrote,
understanding.
the little bit of code we wrote, and the API action that basically acts as a glue code between your product and Kairon.
Yes.
Yeah. So both of them, they give you that fine control, right?
Hmm.
That
Yep.
apart from doing it manually, you get also like fine control.
Yes.
So you have both the side. You have that Gen AI where AI is doing its stuff, and you have also like the
PyScripts and
yeah,
yeah.
like the programmer side.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that
Yes.
this is the behavior that I want to program. I
Hmm.
want to specify these conditions
Yes. Yes.
or these behaviors. So they go hand in hand.
Yep.
Like
Exactly.
instead of a PyScript, just think of it. Instead of like the API action, I got the response and I put it in the PyScript.
Hmm.
I can just add it to a prompt and I just can ask it to rephrase, and you
Hmm.
will have a different answer every time.
Hmm.
Although your core mechanics or your core website is
Hmm.
giving you the same response.
Even from the output, you can choose some specifics.
Yeah,
You don't even want to see the
you
whole
can
output.
use that API response as your context.
Yeah.
You can add it to a PyScript for your GenAI
Exactly.
key, create a response like that for the user.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. And it's very interesting. Like your API might return a very long data, and it
Hmm.
will process it and write it in a beautiful paragraph and
Yes. Little.
give it to the
Yeah.
user.
It will make it short, make it more sensible.
Yeah,
It can do everything.
yeah. So I think we'll be closing this stream now.
Yeah. 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 I think this was a good
So thank you
session.
guys.
Hope you guys
Once
learned
again, I
something.
am Spandan from Kairon team in Nimbalwa, and
And my name is Jyoti Devnath from Kairon team in Nibelberg.
yeah, and this was just a session to like, a continuous session of like podcast kind of thing where we just get you
Basically,
familiarized with the platform itself. Okay,
yes,
because what happens is that whenever you go to a new platform, you don't know that terminologies or the ways
yes,
they are
yes.
using
They
that
also showed
thing.
how
Yeah,
API,
yeah. So basically,
API action
you
works,
can
how
do a
PyScript
lot of
works, how to create a form.
yeah.
So yeah,
And there are a lot of things that we have only like scratched the like, bare minimum surface in these two particular streams.
yes, yes,
One we just talk about the Gen AI part, that
yes.
PyScript part, and the other part here we talked about this like, API action
Yes,
analysis,
yes.
and there are
Once you know,
so many of these actions are still remaining.
yes, yes.
There are
Once
these many
you open,
actions are remaining, and also like we are also like planning to like bring in local LLMs as well.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
your currently there is the BART and the GPT are being used, and but like we are thinking about like having OpenML or Llama and like Llama 2
Okay,
and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Those,
yeah, yeah.
so we will
Should
incorporate them also. So you will be able to choose your model. You will be able to provide your own like unsupervised data or context. That on
yes,
this context, I want my model to be specially
yeah,
trained.
yeah, yeah. That
And
will
then on
be
top of that, you get all these features like database actions and stuff like that. And combining them together, you can basically create an app, any kind of app you want to design. But that app will essentially be like surrounded inside this chat box, or in case of WhatsApp or whatever your communication
Yep.
channel you're using, inside that particular
But it
bot.
can do whatever you want it to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
it will be, yeah,
Right.
it will
Right.
provide full complete
For
freedom.
example, just think of your mid journey. It's
Yeah,
essentially
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
Discord bot.
Yes.
So here what you will do, you will take the input from the user, you
Hmm.
will send it to a via API action to some remote server that will generate the image. You will get that image link and you will forward that image. You will get that image from the link,
Hmm.
fetch it, and then you will just send it to the user that you
Yes.
get this image.
This is a, yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically what this essentially allows you. As long as you have a
Yes.
server that generates the image, you can tie it up
Hmm.
and you have mid journey like that.
Yes.
Right? For even for hospital and like these kind of
Hmm.
places, like your booking and all these things, they can be just automated.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need a person to look after it. You just talk with the bot, website, and they can
Yes.
book the things, or like the parts of the website that they don't understand, the bot can
Hmm.
rephrase it
Yes.
and stuff like that. And like if you want to find a particular product, but you can't find anywhere, like
Yes.
with a
Yes.
website or any app, the problem is that you have a lot of buttons.
Hmm.
You keep
And,
on
and also
looking for
and also like
like different
how many descriptions will
buttons.
you read?
Yeah, you keep
How
on
many
looking for
paragraphs will you read? Like
you will keep on looking for the UI, like in our current business.
hmm.
But like if it's a single tone, like it's this bot itself, if it's a single tone where you have only one input field,
Hmm.
and you just have a conversational communication,
Yeah.
that opens up a new avenue for
Hmm.
doing digital tasks.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay? Like, it opens up a new avenue for doing digital
Hmm.
tasks.
Exactly.
You specify what you want.
Hmm.
If the service is
And this can
available,
be used in every industry.
if the service is available, all the processing is done in the backend.
Hmm.
The data is given to you, and you are given a direct view of the data depending on what kind of data you are expecting.
Hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's very straightforward. You don't need to traverse between pages and find
Hmm.
stuff.
Exactly.
You just create a very interesting bot,
Hmm.
and it will handle most of what your users need.
Hmm. Exactly. That
Yeah.
too with minimal efforts.
Yeah, with minimal efforts. Like what ChatGPT did, it basically helped us facilitate the Google search.
Hmm.
It's not like that information was not available.
Hmm. It just made it easy.
And also like reinterpretability. Like I
Hmm.
have written some text in my website, and somebody may not understand what the intents are of that text.
Hmm.
But when you're using a GenAI, you can ask it again and again. Like, rephrase this. I
Yeah.
don't understand this,
Yes.
and he will try to explain you in a different language that might help you to get a clearer picture.
Hmm.
So all these aspects together, I think, like you can create really good things with Kairon,
Yes. Yes. We can do.
as long as you have like the basic idea of how to create things.
Yes.
That is it.
Yes. And the interest to do so.
Yeah, interest is okay. So thank you guys.
Yes.
Hope we will have another live session on the same date next week at the same time with perhaps two new hosts.
Yeah. Yeah. We will be
Yeah,
back after.
we might also come back after a while.
Yeah.
So thank you for having us here today.
Hope
And
you guys learned something.
yeah, and like
Know a little
also
bit
also
more
like
about Kaizen.
yeah, like Kaizen is a good thing, but the thing is that you have to know that these tools exist
Yeah, that is
in
most
order to
important.
be
Yeah.
able to use them.
Yes.
So I think that it was informative.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
the information how you use it, it's upon you, but it was
Yes.
informative, I think. So and
And then,
we'd love and we'll appreciate your feedback because like you're continuously trying to develop and improve this platform so that
yes.
it's both easier to use and like, very powerful to give you
Yes.
capabilities.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Indeed.
So your feedbacks are in that case very much
Yes.
essential to us.
Hmm.
So like,
Yes.
anything you want to contact with us, you can always come
Visit
to
our
our
website.
yeah. You can always visit our website karen.com and you can contact us. Okay, you can get all our contact information from there, and you can also visit our Discord channel. It's very much active. Okay, or you can just mail us at this website, whatever you prefer.
Alright then,
So
guys.
thanks, guys.
This is
Oh,
Spandan. This is
we
Joydev
uh,
signing off.
yeah. Hope to see you next time. Peace.